morning and good luck, and welcome to Good Luck with Gino, episode 44. I'm your host, Gino the Ghost, and man, do we have another fun episode for you this week, guys. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you know what you need to do, right? You need to leave a comment, you need to make sure you're subscribed, and you need to share it with everybody in your contact list, right? Every single person, whether you've got 7 contacts, 700 contacts, you're going to go through all those. You're going to make sure you send them the link, right? If you're watching on YouTube, and you should be watching on YouTube, 10 out of 10 experts agree that watching the Good Luck podcast on YouTube is the way to go about it. Because if you are watching, you get to see how fresh I look every single time. And today, well, we brought back the Buffs. We brought back the Carties. We took a week off from the Cartier frames last week, again, because we were mourning the loss of the Detroit Lions. And I didn't deserve to wear them, but we're bringing them back. It was time. I had a lot of people like, yo, I fuck with I like the Pradas. I like the glasses you're wearing, but we missed the Carties. It's not right that you're roasting these people and you're not wearing the Carties. So for Detroit, I had to put them back on because we're looking forward. Yeah. So anyway, I'm rocking the Carties. Yeah, we got the Tony Soprano Rolex on, of course. It's a day that ends in a Y. So I do have the pinky ring by St. Jules on. We went with the gold rope to go peak Dago today. We got this very, very fresh Pikachu shirt that I got in Shibuya from the official Pokemon store in Tokyo. That's kind of something you only can experience if you're well-cultured and well-traveled like me. But that's what we're wearing today. Gengar appreciates it in the back. He loves whenever I rep the Pokemon's, the Pokemon gear. And yeah, let's talk about the week. Yeah, shall we? If you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and you're gonna leave a comment right now, right? You're not gonna let another moment pass, are you? No, you're not. Okay. Shout out to you for that. So people love the Louis Vuitton raincoat story that I told. Not me, but people are saying that it was the fashion statement of the year. It's only February, but that's what people are saying. I'm not going to say something like that because for me, it was raining. I put on a raincoat. I can't help that it was such a rare piece, right? That's out of my control. I just grabbed the first raincoat I could find in my closet, and it happened to be that one, And it just happened to start raining and keep raining since I put it on. It literally has rained all fucking week in Los Angeles from the moment that I put that jacket on. It wouldn't stop raining. I had to hang it back up. I have because it's an art piece. It's a jacket and an art piece. I had to hang it back up on the commemorative rack that I have in my the Virgil Abloh commemorative rack that I have in my place. And I had to actually call God. I had to call the Lord. Me and him, we chop it up often. I had to call him, and I'm like, hey, man, look, I think they get it. I think they get the point. Right? We can stop the rain. Because it's, Los Angeles isn't built for it. He's like, I know, Gino, I understand. Like, I know LA's not built for the rain. Things are flooding. Buildings are getting damaged. I just want to make sure they get it. And I'm like, no, I know. I think they get it. He's like, yeah, I had to actually do something similar back in the day with Noah. Because Noah, a lot of people don't know this, Noah had this super rare Louis Vuitton raincoat. Before it was Louis Vuitton. It was same style. Like the rainbow Technicolor dream coat or whatever. He had something similar. It had to rain 30 days, 30 nights, flood, whole thing. And he was going to actually do that. You know what I mean? God was going to actually have a flood the planet, dude. And then I was going to have to get a fucking ark, and it was going to be a whole thing. And I'm like, dude, I don't have time for that. I'm trying to launch a podcast and have a successful budding music career. So I don't really have time to gather 2 animals of every sex and build an arc. Don't know how to build an arc. Also, I would probably have to go to Home Depot for that, and we know how much I fucking hate Home Depot. So, anyway, Grammys was great. We'll talk about the Grammys. We're going to get into the awards a little bit. I'm going to New York. Speaking of fashion, I'm going to New York for Fashion Week, which I'm really excited. I'm leaving in a couple of hours to go to New York. It'll be my first Fashion Week in New York. I've never actually been to Fashion Week, so going to Fashion Week is really exciting. Or should I say, New York is receiving me for Fashion Week. Let me rephrase that. I'll be going to several fashion shows and runways this weekend, but I should be walking them, shouldn't I? But very excited. Going to break out some new pieces, for the streets. Ottolinger leather and fur coat jacket. Hella animals were harmed in the making of that jacket, unfortunately, but it's fashion. What am I supposed to do? Sorry, dude. I didn't kill the cow that made the leather. And a YSL trench coat, which I think is vegan for there. Yeah, so exciting. Very excited. I love New York, dude. I can't wait to eat Italian food out there, man, because the Italian food in LA, it's just not hitting. They do a lot of great things in LA, a lot of great food in LA, but Italian is not really one of them. There's like a handful of restaurants out here. There's no good pizza either. The pizza is ass out here, dude. So I'm very excited to go to New York. Yeah. What happened this week in tech? A couple of things happened in tech. Two major things. The first thing, we're going to talk about what Disney did a couple days ago. Disney invested $1.5 billion in Epic Games to acquire an equity stake in Epic Games, alongside a multi-year project to build a metaverse with Fortnite, like in partnership with Fortnite. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I was putting y'all on game about the game economy. I was telling you guys about how Fortnite is fucking crushing it with their creator developer economy, incentivizing people to build on top of Fortnite's IP using Unreal Engine and using Fortnite's like create a map feature, and just the lush economy that has been created from that. And you would think I was in the meeting room with Disney. You would think I was in the boardroom. Maybe Disney watches the Good Luck podcast. Entirely possible. Because they put $1.5 billion into this company to build something alongside of them. Because they realize that Fortnite effectively is the first ultra successful metaverse. Really. And they're going to build, they're basically going to allow a world-class games experience and interoperability with Fortnite, a universe that allows consumers to play, watch, shop, engage with content, probably build with their content, using characters and stories from Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, Avatar, even though the last movie fucking sucked. They'll be able to, create their own Fortnite shit with that and play as those characters and which is sick, man. I mean, it's really a no-brainer for Disney. They really are basically just like, hey, we're going to invest money into you and then allow you to use our IP to just make this but that and make us a cajillion dollars. All powered by Unreal Engine. Pretty fire, and I would not be surprised if more legacy IP conglomerates don't follow suit. So that's the first thing that happened in tech. The second thing that happened in tech is there's been a big debate, and I think it started from a meme. A lot of people think that I started this meme because I am the Cartier King, but there's a big debate about if you should buy the Apple Vision Pro for $3,500 or a pair of Cartier Buffs for $3,500. And we're going to dive into this debate. And I'll let you guess what I'm going to say. So first, let's discuss the Vision Pro. I want to talk about the Apple Vision Pro. A couple months ago, I did a podcast where I talked about the announcement, when they announced the Vision Pro and the price point and the features it was going to have. And we speculated and we talked about what it meant for the future of technology, spatial computing, AR, VR, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But now the thing is out and people have it and my friends have it. So now I kind of have firsthand testimony. Critic reviews have come in. We've got to see the thing in action and we can kind of start to form opinions. So my first opinion is the price point. Now, before it came out, I was like, okay, $3,500 is a shitload of money. It's probably too much money, but I'm an Apple slappy, so take my money, right? Now, I held out. I wanted to wait and see what people thought, so I didn't buy it yet. And I'm glad I didn't. It is too much money because $3,500 is too much money, but it's not $3,500. It's really closer to like $4,500 because $3,500 is like the bare bones, just the product price. Not to mention sales tax, which is like $400 in LA, $500 in LA. Not to mention the carrying case that you got to buy for it. That's $200. Not to mention the spare battery pack. That's $200 that you have to buy for it. Because the battery life is ass on this thing. It's like 2 hours, which is nothing. So you either need to have it plugged into the wall the whole time, or you need the spare battery pack. The battery life is terrible. Now, the first point of comparison we can make between that and the Buffs, Buffs don't have a battery life. I don't ever have to charge these batteries, right? These glasses are supercharged permanently. I got unlimited battery life in these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? 1 point for Cartier. But yeah, I mean, $4,500 is too much fucking money. And it's why they've been calling it spatial computing. If you've paid attention, like how Apple has been framing this product, they have not called it a VR headset. They have not called it an AR headset. They're calling it spatial computing because it's a computer. And it is a computer, but like, dude, it's too much money. It's not a product fit. Outside of people with like a lot of disposable income or Apple slappies, who the fuck is buying this product? There are headsets that are similar for like $400. The MetaQuest, the Oculus. Like, these things are significantly less. A tenth of the price. It's just too much. And it's just kind of a waste of money. I mean, I'm down to spend money on stuff. Believe me. Okay? Look at me. But even this is a waste of money. Now, let's talk about the Buffs. I think everybody needs a pair of Cartier frames. They say, like, you need a nice watch. I think eyewear is the new flex, man. Yeah, get a watch. But man, in the Buffs, when I put the Buffies on, let's get a little history lesson. Why are they called Buffs? Why are these Buffs? Because this is buffalo tusk, right? Again, not very animal friendly. I'm sure a buffalo was murdered for these glasses, but look how fucking fresh I look, right? And Buffs are, a lot of people call like all Cartis Buffs. They're not. Not all Cartis are created equally. I have about 7 pairs of Cartis, only 1 pair of Buffs. There's woods, there's wires, there's the romance, there's aviators. You know, there's different kinds of Cartis, but the Buffs, man, you put these on, you're a superhero, man. Or a supervillain, if you're me. A super bully. So, I don't really think it's a debate. Like, 10 times out of 10, I'm taking the Cardis, and I think anybody should. Because if you don't have style, like if you don't have nice clothes, if you dress like a schmuck, you put on a pair of Cardis, whew, whew, you've arrived. And guys, I need you to stop calling them sunglasses. I've beat this horse to death, but they're not sunglasses. They're face jewelry. And there's a distinct difference. And, you know, you got to understand it's why you can wear them at all hours. You kind of look, depending on who you are, not everybody can pull off sunglasses inside, right? Now, obviously I can, but not everybody can. Everybody can pull off face jewelry inside. And that's a distinct difference. I don't ever take these off. I sleep in the Buffs. I shower in the Buffs. You understand? Let's talk about the Grammys. Went to the Grammys. It was a blast. A lot of controversy, obviously, which I'm not going to fully dive into for political reasons. A lot of people have asked me to weigh in on what Jay-Z had to say about Album of the Year and about the awards in general. Some say it was Kanye-esque and that he was shading Taylor Swift. A lot of people were mad at Taylor Swift for not thanking Celine Dion, who gave her the award. I mean, give me a fucking break. Are we like, what? We're not going to turn on Taylor, guys. I'm sorry. We're just not going to do it. I won't allow it. We're not turning on Taylor Swift. I can't have it. Okay? So stop it. Okay? Cut it out. I won't hear it. But I do want to talk about the Album of the Year award and just the awards in general and like how the awards, I think people don't know how the Grammys are selected. So I'm going to kind of I'm going to break this down for you. Basically, the way it works is you first have to have your work submitted. If you don't submit for the Grammys, you can't be nominated. And you're only allowed to be nominated in the categories that you submit for. Okay? So when certain people are like, why the fuck was this nominated for Best Rap Song? It's not a rap song. Or why the fuck was this nominated for Best R&B Song? It's a pop song. It's because the label or the team submitted for that category. Okay? So, they didn't just choose, this is a pop song. And it's not how it works. Okay? It has to be submitted in a certain category. Once it's submitted, there's then a screening process which ensures that submissions are placed in the right category. So if you submit something that's not in that category, they won't accept it. Okay? So that step is crucial to maintain that like each genre is like relatively accurate. Now, granted, I don't think it's always accurate, and that is, we can blame the labels for that. We can blame, I guess, part of the screening process. I guess I'm not, this is the one thing where obviously like it's a little gray. They might be like, we think you should submit for this category. But the label then has to submit for it. They have to agree. You know what I mean? And then there's nominations. So then voting members of the Recording Academy, which is comprised of musicians, producers, lawyers, A&Rs, professionals in the music category, vote to determine the nominees in each category, which is done through a secure online voting process. So to get in the Voting Academy, you have to apply. You have to show a list of credits and like X, Y, and Z. This is why I should be nominated. This is why I should be nominated. You need a sparkling recommendation letter from somebody that's in the Academy. You have to be recommended in. And that's how you get into the voting member. And there's people of all ages, genders, fucking locations, whatever. We'll get into this in a moment. And then after the nominees are announced, Academy voting members cast their votes for winners in various categories, but members are encouraged to vote only in their field of expertise, with some categories being voted on by all members. So basically, if you're like a country music A&R, you can't vote for best rap album. Usually. And I'm just generalizing, right? So, yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. Now you understand, hopefully. But that being said, like, is it a perfect process? No. I think something that's annoying to me is like when people act like the Grammys are bullshit completely. Now, what I mean by that is obviously whether or not you receive an award is kind of bullshit. Like, just because you didn't win doesn't mean you don't deserve to be there, or like you shouldn't have deserved to win just because you won. You know what I mean? But to act like you're better than the awards, you know, it's tight to be rewarded by your peers. Whether or not you agree that this should have won or whatever, like obviously no one's going to be happy. Not everyone's going to be happy. And not every award is going to be right, per se. Right? And we know that. Cough, cough, Macklemore winning best rap album over like 4 of the best rap albums ever. We know that, right? But to act like you're above being excited or being happy about winning an award or being nominated for an award or the awards in general is just kind of like, all right, dude, sick, bro. Oh, dude, you're so cool. You don't care at all, dude. Yeah, validation means nothing to you. You're above human inclination, and you know, like, dude, it's okay to be excited about the awards. It's okay to be mad you didn't win because you wanted to win. You know what I mean? We're competitive. We're competitors, dude. I was fucking pissed when I did. You know, I've been nominated 7 times. I've won twice. I was happy as fuck when I won my Grammys. I was mad as fuck when I didn't win the other 5. It's okay to admit that. Do I feel like I'm less of a musician because I didn't win the 5? No. Do I feel like I'm more of a musician because I won the 2? No. Am I excited? Yes. Am I happy for myself? Yes. Like, it's okay, dude, you know? So like that, the most annoying part about Grammy week is that I have to listen to like my peers act like they don't give a fuck about the Grammys. It's just like, all right, man, cool, you know? Sick. Oh, you won 5 awards and you're like, yeah, I don't even really give a fuck. Like, dude, fuck off. Okay? Like, anyway. In more music news, this week is the first week of TikTok UMG Fallout. And it's been a weird fucking week, man. I don't know if you've been on TikTok. It's been really weird. Like, it's kind of a different app right now. It's weird, like, watching artists on UMG and like, they can't post their music, so they have to, like, create new content, like, and that's, like, around their music, but, like, without the music. It's, like, really weird. Marketing companies have come out and said, like, we don't know what the fuck to do because we can't use 80% of the music out. And a lot of our advertising is like licensing this music. So like, I think UMG's already like losing money because all of the advertising that uses their money on TikTok. And remember, TikTok pulls in $18 billion in ads a year. A lot of those ads use UMG music and they have to license the music. So like, I don't know. But I'm Team UMG, and I posted the video last week talking about it, and I had a lot of people from UMG be like, yo, it's tight that you're talking about this and like taking our side, but like, you know, we want people to know we're standing with the artists. And I do think that they're doing it for the artists, but I want to, for the main story this week, I want to talk about the phenomenon of artists having to promote their own music. Because I made a joke at the end of that segment last week, which is like, oh, great, like now labels are going to actually have to do their job. Like now these music labels are going to have to actually like market and promote their artists in creative ways other than telling them, go make TikToks. And I want to talk about self-promotion with musicians, but also just creators in general and people in general. because we live in this strange age of self-promotion. But when I grew up, not to age myself, but in the 90s and the early 2000s, self-promotion used to be seen as selling out and being a sellout if you're self-promoting yourself. And it's why a lot of artists, generally older artists and like millennials, feel like promoting their work is selling out. It's this kind of thing that's been weighing on the subconscious of my generation. Because we are in a digital age where artists have to double as entrepreneurs and salesmen and constantly promote their work online to make a fraction of traditional earnings and what creatives were making growing up and when they grew up. And it's just really strange because like self-branding seems necessary now. Like you have to do it for economic security. And you hear it all the time from people, like, including myself. I echo these sentiments. Like, if you want to be successful, you have to create a platform. You have to be a brand, you know? As an artist, you need to be a brand. You need to be promoting yourself constantly and creating content constantly. And whereas selling out was once seen as an insult, it is now a career. It is your career. People have built brands and platforms about how to build your brand and platform. There's an entire economy now. Selling out is its own economy. Many artists, you know, they find the labor of self-promotion, like making TikTok videos or like figuring out how to do email marketing or all the fucking things that you have to do as like an entrepreneur. They find that uncomfortable and anti-creative. And it's because it is. And you have to be a creative that creates art, but also someone who's creative in marketing. You have to double as these things. And it's why millennials are struggling to connect with the authenticity of the digital age, and many are struggling to find their place in this age where everybody has to create fucking content and be in a public stage and like be this fucking, you know? It's the Hunger Games, dude. It's the Hunger Games, and it's really tough to see some people losing that game on the public stage because it never used to be like this. Companies used to not let artists promote themselves and use their marketing budgets and really kept them in the dark. And all artists had to do was like their art and like show up for shows and music videos and radio interviews and just be artists. And these companies handled all this, right? But now, like through social media, they want you to UGC and do it yourself. And the weird thing is like, it's just so tough to watch this happen and to do it. Like, you know, how do I word this elegantly? It's tough and embarrassing because I've been in this position many times. It's tough and embarrassing when you try so hard to create content because you think I have to create content and I have to be this brand. And it's hard and it's embarrassing when you do that and you get no results. And it is exhausting. The hamster wheel is exhausting, dude. And people are fucking exhausted. And it's why so many people want to just give up on their fucking dreams because it's like, you know, back in the day, it was you wanted to give up because there were gatekeepers. And you're like, oh, I got to break through and get to these, I got to get through these gatekeepers. Like, I hope this big label picks me, or I hope this media company, you know, hope I get a publishing deal as an author with this, and I hope I can get, there were all these gatekeepers that were in charge of your success. And now there's no gatekeepers. And it's like, almost worse. Yeah, think about that. Uh-oh. There's no gatekeepers now. And because there's no real gatekeepers, there are people that are keeping gates. But there's plenty of gates that are open. You know? There's a few big locked gates, but there's hella fucking gates now with universal keys that we all can just get. That's a terrible analogy, but because there's no gatekeepers and capitalism is this self-fulfilling prophecy where now everybody has been forced to become a sellout to create their own brand so they can get through, because at any moment you can go viral. And every moment someone is going viral and there's no gatekeepers. It's kind of this like society as a whole is building a house of mediocrity until one day the whole fucking thing is going to just collapse. It's just so much shit piling up. Because everyone's just fucking fighting for 15. You know, people used to fight for 15 minutes of fame. But now it feels like everyone is fighting for the same 15 minutes. The same chunk of 15 minutes. And there's just not enough time in the day, is there? It's exhausting to watch. But I understand because you have to do it. And I had to do it. I had to do it until I finally broke through and had success. And I'm not even insanely successful yet. You know what I mean? But you post and you post and you create and you create. And, you know, I went viral on TikTok a few years ago, and then I got shadow banned and sent to the depths of algorithm hell. And for years, I would post and get like no views after having success. And that is debilitating, man. It is so discouraging and tough. And most people never have success on social media that are trying every day. Most people get a small taste of virality, but they don't actually get to build, and they don't know how, and it's just so strange to watch. And I'm just hoping that, you know, the pendulum has swung, right? So the pendulum, you know, it was gatekeeper, gatekeeper, gatekeeper. We do everything for you, just be an artist. And the pendulum swung all the way to now there's no gatekeepers and you need to do everything yourself, and anybody can do it. It's so easy, just do it. And that the pendulum has swung so far this way. Can we just find some middle ground between having to do everything ourselves and corporate juggernauts with massive marketing budgets being the gatekeepers of fame? Is there a middle ground? It's tough, man. It's really, big tech behemoths like Spotify and TikTok claim they're democratizing culture, and in reality, they demand artists to engage in double the labor for less fucking work. And to bring it all home, you know, labels and all these former gatekeepers are giving people kind of the same shitty deals, but they're asking for double the labor. You can't just be an artist. You got to do this too. And oh, by the way, you're going to make less money. And oh, by the way, we're going to make more money and we're going to do less work. And that is capitalism, unfortunately. And I fucking love capitalism. I don't want you to think I'm a fucking socialist, you know, whatever. I'm a greedy, money-hungry fuck, okay? I want it. But this is the self-fulfilling prophecy of capitalism. The labor amounts to constant self-promotion of following cheap trends and just being a tumbleweed that floats wherever the fucking wind blows you. in ever-changing posting strategies and the nagging feeling that what you're doing with your time is not art, it's marketing. And like as an artist, 75% of your fucking time is marketing. Maybe more. It's exhausting. Why do you think I stopped putting out music? I stopped putting out music as an artist and went full send on songwriting and producing because I don't have time to be a marketing director and an artist. You know, I'd be in you're in the studio, bro, like, you know, my girlfriend, Rhea, incredible artist. And we do obviously a lot of work together. Put so much time into her album, but now it's like, okay, cool. Now it's time to market for the next like 8 months and find time to create music alongside that. It's a different landscape now. And, you know, granted, like, she's not signed because we want to stay independent. We don't want to go with the label. But because why? It's the same thing. If you sign to a label, you're still marketing your own product as if you weren't signed to the label. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, the music is in a really fucking weird place, man. It's in a really weird place. And that's that on that. And that concludes our main story. And you made it, didn't you? You made it to everyone's favorite segment. The FOH HOF. It's time for another round of inductees into the fuck out of here Hall of Fame. And it's a juicy inducting group. What the fuck do you call it? Group of inductees. Here's the first one. It's some more entrepreneur bro parenting this week. We got another entrepreneur bro parent. Here he is. Enjoy.
My daughter Italia is 2 years ahead of school. 2 years. She's gonna be 7 years old. She's 2 years ahead. She doesn't have traditional school. She's getting the credits, but I hired a teacher that comes to the house and she has school Monday through Sunday. Pretty intense for a little kid, but I want my kids to be smart. So she has school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and holidays. Because the Preciados don't have holidays that are given to us. We create our own holidays. My daughter, she's learning marketing, she's learning sales, she's learning technology, she's learning business. One day out of the week she comes to the office and she learns business. She's like, mommy is operations over there. Mommy is doing the training and she's talking to employees. Daddy's doing a podcast with this guy that came from San Diego. Like, so my daughters are learning things that are gonna serve them for life. Not the order of the presidents, not how dinosaurs came to Earth. They're learning things that are gonna serve them for life.
Wow. His daughter's on a tight schedule, even tighter than the middle button on his shirt that's 3 sizes too small. This poor girl. This poor girl, man. My daughter, she has school 7 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, those are the 7 days of the week. Good job. Nice. We even have our own holidays. She's taking school on holidays. He's got her fucking doing physics on Christmas Day. It's beginning to look a lot like physics. You know? Happy Algebra Day, honey. If y equals mx plus b and b equals bad advice, and MX equals Mexico, solve for why the fuck would anybody pay me for advice on anything? Solve for why would anyone buy my course? God rested on the 7th day, but his daughter's going to know her fucking timetables. I'll tell you that much. I mean, this poor daughter, dude. Bro is raising Andrea Tate, you know, an entrepreneur girl. And then, like, if you go through his comment section, it's hilarious, dude, because obviously everyone's just clowning him, you know. everyone's making fun of his parenting skills. And he's like, you know, like this poor girl's going to have a terrible childhood. And he's like, I spent $50K on her at Disney World the other week. Like, I think she's having a pretty good childhood. Dude, you spent $50K at Disney World? Huh? First of all, lying. You're a liar. You didn't spend $50K. You can't even spend $50K at Disney World. And then if you did spend $50K at Disney World, why would anybody ever take financial advice from you? What a waste of fucking money, dude. You could have spent like $4,000 at Disney World, and she could have fucking had a meet and greet with Mickey Mouse and rode a ride with them together. You know what I mean? Like, dude. This video is so funny. And the funniest part about it is the Interstellar music that he put in the background.
Daughter Italia is 2 years ahead of school. 2 years. She's gonna be 7 years old. She's 2 years ahead. She doesn't have traditional school. She's getting the credits, but I hired a teacher that comes to the house, and she has.
Dude, the Interstellar music is hilarious and so ironic because Matthew McConaughey in that movie was a terrible father too. Right? Yeah, they got a lot in common. In Interstellar, when Cooper is on the planet Gargantua, and every hour is 7 years on Earth, you know? And like the clock is ticking in the background. Tick, tick, tick. The water planet. If this girl is 7, she's technically already 60 years old on whatever fucking planet this guy's living on. Him and Coop have a lot in common, don't they? Him and Cooper. You know? Just him screaming into his laptop, Murph! Murph! Just like crying his eyes out. Murph! Or what's his daughter's name? Italia? Italia! If you haven't seen Interstellar, you're not going to get that joke. Dude, oh, man. Like, I'm not going to tell parents how to parent, but this is fucking terrible. This is fucking terrible, dude. Just send her to public school so she can just do drugs at 11 years old like a regular kid, you know? Dude, 7 days a week of schooling. Oh, I would blow my fucking brains out, dude. Being smart is exhausting, let me tell you. Like, I think it's best to let your kids just be stupid so they can float blissfully ignorant through life. You know what I mean? Like, if I have kids, my kids are just going to, I'm not about to, like, just be dumb and you'll really enjoy life because I'm smart as fuck and I'm miserable. It's exhausting with being armed with this much knowledge. It is a burden. Because I watch videos like this, and I'm like, surely people aren't this dumb, right? This guy's probably fucking loving life, dude. And he's probably pretty rich. Well, probably not, but. Because, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really dumb rich people, and maybe they're rich because they're dumb. You know what I mean? Anyway, Entrepreneur Bro parenting videos are never not funny. And every day I really consider launching the Entrepreneur Daycare Center even more. Like, it's seriously time to consider launching the Entrepreneur Daycare Center. I think I'd make a fucking killing, dude. Having entrepreneur bros drop their kids off and just teaching them how to make podcasts and sell courses. And yeah, so this guy is a moron. Okay, I want to talk about this video. It's a video that's kind of going viral right now of somebody. I'll give you the context. You'll figure it out in 8 seconds. But basically, this woman ordered like Instacart and didn't tip her delivery driver. And the guy's like, okay, cool. I'm going to take these fucking groceries back then if you're not going to tip. And this is the fallout of this is the recording that they took of that happening. Here we go.
If you're not going to tip, you're not getting groceries.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you.
What the heck?
I work too hard for my money, lady.
Okay, you work for a job. You're doing your job. Your job doesn't include...
I am doing my job, but I don't work for free.
I don't
tips. Work for free. Understand?
I don't do tips.
Well, then,
do
you know what? That is just unethical of you.
That's unethical?
That's unethical and un-American of you. Understand that?
Un-American?
Un-American.
Okay, what's actually American?
Un-American. You're not getting any of this. You're going to go get it by yourself.
So you're going to steal from me. You're stealing my groceries
No,
that I
I'm not.
paid for.
I'm returning this so that you can go and find it.
Okay.
You can go get it yourself, you lazy.
I paid an app. I paid an app for you to shop for my groceries. You are my shopper.
That's right, but
The company should pay you whatever you're worth. I'm sorry if you're not worth that much, but I don't tip, sweetheart. Okay, I tip my hairdresser. I don't tip somebody who, like, this is $40 worth of groceries. You think you deserve a $4 tip? You want 10% of that? Would that make you feel better? Yeah?
Yeah, it would.
Okay, then
Let me tell you something.
You're not going to get it
Why don't
lazy.
you wake up a little bit? I wish I could just slap you in the face right now.
Well, that's...
Because you deserve a slap.
Oh
in the face,
my
lady.
gosh. Are you...
Yeah, you do.
I'm recording
Yeah.
You
everything.
deserve a slap to wake you up.
Oh my God.
I
Okay.
mean, come on. We're in 2024.
Yeah.
People are short.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, dude. What a tough watch. Remember when I was talking about how we live in the Hunger Games? Why did you post this? Why did this lady post this? This is not the flex that she thinks it is. There's a lot to unpack here. Okay. First of all, I commend this level of petty from this gentleman. Whether or not you agree with him, we all have to appreciate the level of petty here. Oh, you're not going to tip me? I'm going to load the groceries back into my car and drive them back to the grocery store and drop them back off in the grocery store and make you go shop for the items again. That's fucking hilarious, dude. That's so funny, man. When she says it's un-American of you.
What? That is just unethical of you.
That's unethical?
That's unethical and un-American of you. Understand that?
Un-American?
Un-American.
Un-American! He's right. The American thing to do is to use a service that grossly underpays and exploits its gig workers without giving them the benefits of any actual employee benefits and tipping them $2 extra so you can be a lazy piece of shit and just sit at home while they do everything and they're getting exploited. That's the American thing to do. And I do this all the time, and that's how I know that. I mean, this woman is insufferable. This company should pay. I don't tip. Well, I don't tip. I tip my hairdresser, but I don't tip. Oh, I thought you don't tip. So it's okay to tip your hairdresser, but not this guy. I mean, look, tipping is fucked up in America. We know this. Tip culture is ridiculous, and I make fun of it all the time. But you can't just say the company should pay you what you're worth. Therefore, I'm not going to tip you. Like, you can protest this terrible system, and it is a terrible system, by just not participating in it. Like, go to the grocery store and buy it your fucking self then. You think tip culture is ridiculous? You're not being rebellious and breaking the system by not tipping your delivery drivers. You're just being a cheap ass. Sorry. And maybe you're listening back home and you agree with most things I say, but you don't agree with this because you do it. I hate to break it to you. If you're not tipping your delivery drivers, you're being a cheap ass. Sorry. There's been times where I haven't tipped delivery drivers. Do you know why? Because I was being a cheap ass. Okay? And it wasn't right. But that's it. We're not making excuses for ourselves. These people don't make any fucking money. They're a part of a fucked up system. Right? The gig economy is garbage. It's fucked. And if you're participating in it, and you're ordering $40 in groceries because you don't want to get up and go to Ralph's, then you should tip your delivery driver $3, $4 at least. Or just don't do it. Don't make a stand. You aren't both can be true. Tip culture in America is insane, but there's nuance here. This is not one of those examples. You aren't tipping the self-service kiosk or someone just working a cash register. This motherfucker had to go to Kroger and peruse the tampon and toiletries section for you so you could continue binging Love Island. Tip him. Oh, man, this is so funny. Dude, he wanted to, when he called her, he wanted to call her a lazy bitch so bad. Listen.
And find it.
Okay.
You can go get it yourself, you lazy.
I paid.
Oh, I wish he said it, dude. He should have said it. Because he said it without saying it. He put it in my head. He called her a lazy bitch, you know? Man, that was so funny, dude. This woman sucks, by the way. Just like her. That's right. I don't tip. You shouldn't work for a company where you're not like. How just privileged and
Right, but
The company should pay you whatever you're worth. I'm sorry if
Not
you're
how
not
it works.
worth that much, but I don't tip, sweetheart. Okay, I tip my hairdresser. I don't tip somebody who like. This is $40 worth of groceries. You think you deserve a $4 tip? You want 10% of that? Would that make you feel bad?
Look at his face. Look at him just thinking like I want to fucking. he is thinking. What would happen if I physically struck? He's like contemplating his jail and all the possible outcomes of what he's about to do.
You deserve a $4 tip? You want 10% of that? Would that make you feel better?
yeah, it would.
Okay, then
Let me
guess
tell you
what?
something.
You're not going to get it
Why don't you
lazy.
wake up a little bit? I wish I could just slap you in the face right now.
Well, that's...
Because you deserve a slap.
Hey, man. I don't know. Aw, $4, would that make you feel better? Yeah. I don't know. I've never hit a woman once in my life, but man, I can. He's thinking about it. I think a lot of women would be like, I understand. Yeah. I would have slapped her. And the guy recording is such a fucking dweeb, dude. Her husband or her boyfriend or whoever is such a dweeb.
Oh my gosh. Are you...
Yeah, you do.
I'm recording everything.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm recording everything, sweetheart. I'm recording everything. Don't worry. Dude, put the fucking phone down and grab the groceries. You know? That's the other hilarious part of this video. All the groceries are there at the house, and he's just picking them up and loading them. Dude, like, you paid for them. If I'm the guy recording and my girlfriend's a cheap ass, but it's already... I'm just going to grab the groceries from him. What, are you going to fight me over the groceries? Give me the fucking case of Aquafina, bro. You know? What a fucking dweeb. This video is really tough to watch. I used to do food deliver and Uber, you know. I did DoorDash. I drove Uber. It's the worst. You can go back some episodes ago and listen to my stories. They're horrible. You aren't paid shit. The gig economy is a nightmare. And the only way you really make money is through tips. And it's just fucked up. Like, this way of thinking is really fucked up. And unfortunately, like, the same way that people identifying as frogs and neo-pronouns cheapens the trans movement, the ridiculous tip culture that's been implemented by all these mega greedy corporations makes it really hard for people who are just trying to, like, get by, you know? And that's, like, the fucked up part of this story. Okay, moving on. Fuck that woman. And if you agree with her, you need to really think a little bit harder, yeah? Okay, the next video. This video has been going viral for all the wrong reasons. It's a rapper, and we're just going to play the video. Yep, here we go.
I see you, man, you don't wanna be me. But you cannot get my crown. I'm LORD, I ain't coming down. Really want one with so long we can air it out. Oh, you ain't lit, you're really a big cock. Cap it on TikTok. Say you a demon, well, bitch, I'm a testicle. Snatch a little chain in your wristwatch. Make a little poster, I'm getting no pissed off. You ain't no big boss. I'm going up your ass, I'm like a lift off. Stepping away, you get stepped on. I ain't so shit, but you watching my moves. You so ridiculous. I used to get signed out on 40 pins. Now I'm the plug at them and we forever live.
Yo, settle down. Relax. This is an average conversation with a girl from New York. Right here. What the fuck is she talking to? Bro.
I see you, man, you don't wanna be me. But you cannot get my crown. I'm LORD, I ain't coming down. Really want one with so long we can air it out.
Exorcism flow. Speaking in tongues, dude. Yeah, she on demon time. Like literally demon time. Like demonic. Like someone needs to sprinkle holy water on her. Please use your 6-inch voice. Why are you screaming? What is this Tekashi 6ix9ine ass flow? Also, did she call herself a testicle?
Bitch, I'm a testicle, little chain in your wristwatch.
Bitch, I'm a testicle. What'd she say?
Little chain in your wristwatch. Make a little bitch, I'm a testicle, little chain in your wrist.
Bitch, I'm a testicle, snatch your little chain in your wristwatch. Did she call herself a testicle? Am I hearing this wrong? Hold on.
Say you a demon, well, bitch, I'm a testicle, little chain in your wristwatch.
I think she called herself a testicle. I don't know. Maybe that's some New York shit. Is that some New York slang that I'm not hip to? I'm not going to lie. I've never heard something like this before. And hopefully I never hear anything like it again. This is... I think I would listen to Ben Shapiro rap before I would listen to this. I think like gun to my head, I got to listen to this for 10 hours or Ben Shapiro rap for 10 hours. I may be leaning Ben Shapiro. I'm definitely choosing her over Tom McDonald, but maybe... I mean, this is for sure the worst thing I've heard since that song. She's barking. She's got rabies for sure, right? This girl's definitely got rabies. This is like bath salts music. This is what I imagine it would be like. Like, you know, there's like rappers who sip lean, smoke weed. We got acid rap. A lot of people are into shrooms now. This is bath salts. For sure. This is like drill music, but like drill my ears with the power drill music. You know, like it's a new genre where like, it's what it sounds like if you took a power drill and you were just like, in your ear lobe and then into your ear canal. Why are you screaming?
Make a little pussy, I'm getting a pissed off. You ain't no big boss. I'm going up your ass, I'm like a lip gloss.
No, you sound like you need a cough drop. You sound like a smoker at the hair salon. You know those ladies at the hair salon? Like, I was smoking my Newports with Beneath. Well, I used to smoke Marlboros, but now, you know, I'm smoking these cigarettes and I'm... That's what she sounds like. This shit is annoying, bro. Honestly. This shit is just annoying. Which of you hornball producers is hitting this, encouraging her to continue making music? Please stop, dude, for all of our sake. Like, it's not worth it. Stop lying for the pussy. Please, bro. I mean, this hurts my ears so bad that it's trickling into my other senses. I can, like, taste it. You know? It's so bad that it transcends senses. My eyes hurt. I can smell it through the computer. You know? It smells like spoiled milk. Oh. She's definitely the type of girl to pick a fight with a guy 3 times bigger than you at the bar and like get your ass beat. You know, like she picks a fight with like 4 guys and then she's like, he just pushed me. What are you going to do about it? And then you're like, what? And then you just got to get your ass beat by like 6 people. You know? Dude, just the worst rap voice. Like her voice.
I see you, man, you don't wanna be me. But you cannot get my crown. I'm LV.
This is what Christian Bale's Batman would sound like doing Gotham drill. You know? I got the hammer for Bane. Boy, what the fuck is you saying? I'm in the Batmobile swerving the lanes. Catwoman throwing me brain. Where is she? You know? That's fucking horrible. I never want to hear that again. And I'm so sorry for playing that for you, but I had to hear it, so now you do too. Okay, our last video. We saved the worst for last, as I do. Let's just get right into it. This is a first ballot FOH HOF inductee.
I think that men need to toughen up, and I think if men were forced to be homeless, they would learn how to be better men. Because that's what made men manly in the past, was having to build houses and stuff. If we just made men be homeless for like a year, I think it would fix a lot of problems.
That would be
society.
so good, especially because we don't force men to do military anymore like they used to. They make them homeless for a year. Let's see how they fucking
make them just figure it out. Make them homeless in a country where they don't know the language, and that way they really have to go through something, and then maybe they can like
be appreciative.
Yeah. What's the name of this podcast? Call Her Dumbass? The Dying Single Podcast? What are these two fucking yapping about, man? This is the dumbest conversation that I've ever heard. I think Entrepreneur Gal podcasts may be worse than Entrepreneur Bro podcasts, if this is what they are. What a dumb-ass take. This take is so cold that I'm going to get frostbite. Why is this girl dressed like a substitute teacher? Also, this is the substitute teacher t-shirt. This is the one. They all wear this. Yeah, we should just make men homeless, dude. Have you been to LA? We damn near are making men homeless. I mean, I got a homeless encampment down the street from me, filled with homeless eligible bachelors that would die to have you come, sweep them off their feet. If you're looking for someone to date, have you been downtown LA? Been to Skid Row? This is really dumb. I think we're going to watch it again. I have a couple more thoughts here.
I think that men need to toughen up, and I think if men were forced to be homeless, they would learn how to be better men. Because that's what made men manly in the past, was having to build houses and stuff. If we just made men be homeless for like a year, I think it would fix a lot of problems.
That would be so good, especially because we don't force men to do military anymore. Like
especially since like we don't send men overseas at 18 years old to get blown to bits on the beaches of Normandy anymore. You know, back when men were really men. Yeah, these men today are weak, unlike veterans who served in the World Wars or Vietnam that came home with PTSD, that can't go to fireworks displays or get a job because the country turned their back on them. You know, real men. Make men prisoners of war again. Sounds like her type is just John McCain. Yeah, that's what made men manly in the past. Going to get tortured in war or having to build houses and stuff. You know? She'd hate me. I get anxiety whenever I step into Home Depot. I can tell you one thing. I'm not her type. I'm a gold elite status member on TaskRabbit. Buy 100 tasks, get one free. You know, I've cashed in that coupon several times. This is really, really, really a tough listen, isn't it? Yeah, we need to go back to when men were really men. Let's go back before 1920, you know, when men were really men, you know, before the 19th Amendment. We should make men hunt for food like the cavemen. Go wrestle a fucking woolly mammoth, dude. Invent fire. Then I'm impressed. I think it's like, I don't know, man. Like I see a clip like this. You know, I'm an ally of women, and I'm on their side. I'm all for equality. But when I see a video like this, I start to it's like a full moon outside, and I just and I turn into Andrew Tate like a werewolf. You know, when there's a full moon. And I just turn into Andrew Tate. Yeah, I think we need to really look at closing the gender pay gap and finding new opportunities for women and
made men be homeless for like a year, I think it would fix a lot of problems.
That would be so good, especially because we don't force men to do military anymore like they used to. Make them homeless for a year. Let's see how they fucking
make them just figure it out. Make them homeless in a country where they don't know the language. And
these bitches. I'd rather have a gay son than a slut daughter. Sorry, I don't know. Something just came over me, guys. That was crazy. Gotta snap out of it. Must be a full moon outside. That's gonna do it for today's show. I gotta go pack for New York. I want to thank you for listening to the Good Luck Podcast, guys. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, make sure you're subscribed, hit the like button, leave a 5-star review, send it to a friend and family member. If you're watching on YouTube, which you should be, make sure you smash that subscribe button, leave another comment. Let's say you left a comment in the beginning of the video when you're supposed to. You're going to go ahead and leave another comment now. Tell me your funniest favorite part. And that's it. Yeah. Guys, I want to thank you again for listening. As the world continues to just erode into nothingness, good night, good luck, and enjoy the Good Night and Good Luck theme song. Here we go.
Everybody listen close. There's a brand new show that you gotta know. It's called Good Luck.
Imagine Michael Jackson singing this.
It's gonna get you moving, get you in the zone. Good luck, good vibes, good times. With Gino by your side, you'll be feeling fine. Every week, he's gonna bring the hype. So come on, let's go tune in online. Good luck, good vibes, good times. With Gino, it's gonna be a real delight. So get ready to laugh.
I mean, it's just a smash, dude.